Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu, episode 9. In the last episode, I was kinda surprised, maybe not the correct word to use there, but my expectations were shaken. Because I fully expected this series to go more in the direction of a maybe a little bit of a drama, maybe a little bit of a thriller. Um, I fully expected Irina's disposal, as they call it, to be a major plot point, but so far it hasn't been one. On the contrary, in the last episode, Gergiev himself said that she should be rewarded, and she won't be disposed of, she will be studied, and she still lives where she lived, and both Anya and Lev can still visit her, and she can just go out like she did with Anya to visit the stalls and whatnot, to wish upon the pine cone. And that kind of took me, I was taken aback a little bit by that, because the whole atmosphere of the show was very much contrary to what happened in the last episode. At least I feel like it was. Perhaps your feeling on that was different. If so, let me know in the comments. Yeah, she might not be fully treated as a fellow soldier, as a fellow human, even. We've seen that during the party that they held after Irina's return. Everybody was eating hamburgers and drinking nastoika, and Irina was given borscht. And only later did they have their very own private party with just Irina, Lev, and Anya. Now, there's one thing that was mentioned in the last episode, that there are people who seek to silence Irina permanently so that she doesn't spill out any of the state secrets. Right? She was given access to a lot of information that some people would very much like to not see leaked. And that's the group that probably sent France to sabotage the centrifuge. I don't know. That's perhaps the group who there was that one scene where someone was burning the photo of Irina, probably a member of that group as well. So there is something going on there in the back, something going on behind the scenes, but we aren't really focusing on that. The whole show is very much light-hearted, honestly. Way more light-hearted than I would ever dare to expect it to be perfectly honest. I really was expecting much more darkness, but hey, we still have, not counting today's episode, we still have 3 episodes to go. 4 episodes with this one, so anything can happen, right? 4? 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 4 episodes. I don't know if things will happen, but they might. And yeah, in the last episode also, Lev got back into the force. He got unsuspended or whatever they did, that he can be a cosmonaut again. And he can go back to training, and let's be honest, he will probably be selected as one of the people who will go to space. Probably together with Rosa and a couple of randoms. And today's episode, is apparently supposed to be about Rosa. Kind of weird, if you ask me. She was never really teased to be any sort of main-ish character. She was kind of like a school bully in a school series. right? She's there to be an antagonist, but she's not there to be provided any sort of like characterization, or she's not there to be focused on. But apparently, no. Apparently, this episode will have her as the focus. So we'll see how that goes. I'm curious. I'm certainly curious. Does she have a grudge against vampires, or is she just an asshole? Either way, either uh, both of those things are equally probable. That's how I'm gonna say it. Okay. Uh, camera exposure. Are you? No, you're not locked. Good. Okay. So, episode 9 of Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu. A sip of tea. Mixed berries, I believe it is. Okay. Oh, I just bumped into my mic. Hopefully, nothing bad happened. Okay, can I get the exposure like a little bit better, maybe? Yeah, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay, subs, so that you know where we are. Let me double check that it's episode 9. It is. So, episode 9 of Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu, version by subs, please, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Bandai visual, animation, as always. What happened with the subs? Okay. Oh, I'm guessing UK sent their rocket with the chimpanzee. Okay. And I noticed a kid with long ears. Could it be that vampires live decently freely in the UK? And of course, Gergiev wants things to be done fast, not to be done well. Yeah, exactly. She's right that he shouldn't be worried about a chimpanzee. Who's chosen? Of course, Lev. Of course, Rosa. And 4 more randoms. Perhaps 3 more randoms and Irina. That would be interesting. Did Lev stay over in her cell? Ooh, okay. The fact that we were shown a vampire kid living in the UK makes me think that perhaps my theory about Lev and Irina having to run eventually is a bit more plausible. They wouldn't have shown that kid for no reason, right? It has to be a Chekhov's gun. I think it might be. For Irina to live freely, she will have to run. Maybe. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. This anime, this series really throws me off. I can try to make predictions, but the the actual events of this anime don't really match the feeling I get from it, you know? It's kind of weird. It's kind of odd. You have that overwhelming feeling of foreboding, but nothing bad happens. Super weird. We'll see how it goes in today's episode. And we're gonna discuss it after the reaction section. The White Rose of Sangrad. Okay. Random. Rosa, of course. Lev, of course. Lev, Rosa, and the random dude. They stepped forward, but they aren't forward in this shot. Ooh, animation error. Of course you were, you're the protagonist. And he's an asshole. Ooh, that's a serious accusation. Soon match? Okay. It's not a surprise, it's all. Of course she was. Oh, interesting face. Hmm? That that scene didn't read well, I'll be honest. Irina. Your data is showing. I guess Irina was stripped by the leash? That's how it that's how that scene reads. And the subs are going out way earlier than they should. Okay. Sure. I'm sure it's perfectly safe. Lev? Rosa. Okay. Okay, so it's basically a an amusement park ride. Faster centrifuge spin. Yep. You're not a vampire though. The pancake and uh the carrot. Yashin. Okay, the asshole. Rosa. True. Irina's hair wasn't colored in. One strand. Yeah. Soviet Russia for you. Or are her hair just faded? Of course she is. Yes, in that outfit. The dere hit her. Okay, she's worried about disposal. Yeah, that's what worries her. Who's watching them? Oh, Natalia. Hello. What's up with you? He's the best candidate. What else? Ooh, Rosa is nervous or something? What's up with you? Did Rosa pass out? Yeah. And now she's panicking. She's going into a spin. And Lev cannot catch her because she's spinning. Oh, what's up with you, Rosa? Ooh. Okay, that's not terrible. He'll leave. He'll live. Hmm. Two questions. What's up with Natalia? What's up with Rosa? Yeah, he's trying to play the hero. He is playing the hero. Okay, he's a nice dude after all. What's up with you? Yeah, he's a good guy, he's loyal. Okay. Okay, Lev is growing on her, I see. She did a whole 180 on her personality. That's interesting. What prompted that? Probably. Okay, that's her deal. Yeah, she's all stressed because she knows that she's at a disadvantage because of being a woman. Aww. Yeah, there is some truth to that. It doesn't at all, but tell that to the higher ups. Okay, that's why she was attacking Irina and Lev. That's why she was an asshole. Okay, that explains her character. Complete 180, seemingly out of nowhere, but I guess it does make sense because you were jealous. Okay, and speak of the devil. Is Irina going to be jealous now? Is that what we're doing here? You live in not Soviet Russia. Injustice is its middle name. Not Soviet Injustice Russia. And who's that? An agent of the group that wants to get rid of Irina? What are you hiding? Natalia? Natalia. Okay, so she has an eye on Irina. I guess she's in the. Okay. Okay, so Natalia is on our side. She's the counter espionage, or whatever you call it. Okay, so that's why Irina is all pouty. It's exactly why. Okay. She's jelly. She's jelly. Oh? Okay. Okay. Hey. I mean, it's good for her. That's perfect then. They're getting separated. It's a bit bittersweet, but we still have a good few episodes left. Your data is showing again. It's gonna be just you two. Of course. Oh, you schemer. Anya, you schemer. She's very much playing the Cupid here. Is something gonna happen that will make it impossible for them to meet? 'Is Lev not gonna arrive for some reason? 18 o'clock. And here comes Lev. Dashing in a military uniform. Those sparkles. Damn, the sparkles and the shoujo background. Shit. Again, the whole episode, I had a constant feeling of foreboding, but as it turns out, it was completely unfounded. I, like, constantly I thought, hey, is Irina gonna be so jealous that she'll just leave without a word? Is Irina gonna be hurt in the attack? Is Anya gonna be hurt in the attack? Will Anya be killed? Will Lev not go and see Irina? But no, everything played out well. I don't know if it's like other romance shows that gave me PTSD or what, but I'm glad that it went the way it went, honestly. But I can't get rid of the sense of foreboding. even though everything we've seen goes directly against it. What an interesting feeling show. Okay, they're gonna go to the movies. Two main candidates for the first flight. Okay. Damn. I'll be honest, I don't know what to expect from the next episode. Fuck it, we'll see. What an interesting episode. Ah, okay, let's go through it again. It really felt like no time has passed. So let's retrace it. This kid in the middle here. The kid with sharp ears and red eyes. He's not dressed in rags, right? He's not, I don't know, treated as a slave. It's just a kid standing there. Those two guys in the front aren't like scowling at him, aren't chasing him away. So that tells me perhaps vampires are integrated into UK society. Okay, the UK sent a chimpanzee into space. Do we see any other vampires here? No, not really. Yeah, they sent a chimpanzee. They're fixing the issues. What's her role here? That's another thing that interests me. What's gonna be her role? She's an aide to Gergiev. That much we know. I don't know what to think of her, honestly. I have no clue. And what's up with that? Good morning, Lev. He's not here. Like, after this scene is done, after we go through the OP, we don't continue from that scene. That was random. Good morning. That was very random. Good morning, Lev. Unless it was like a flash forward, and it's gonna happen after the next episode. They're gonna spend the night together. Perhaps, I don't know. Mieszka jest. Okay. Random, Rosa, and Lev, of course. Mikhail. Mikhail is an asshole. Rosa is also an asshole, but she does 180 eventually. And of course, Irina hides her true feelings because she's very much Tsun, but she can barely contain her dere. Right, this scene. This scene kind of didn't read well to me because suddenly we see the leash. Or did she just slip? I think she just slipped. That was random. I'll be honest. And of course, she's red as a beetroot because her dere is showing. Yeah, we get some new devices that are supposed to test them and train them with high high G's, zero G training, and high acceleration, high deceleration. Okay, that dude is a top candidate. Sure, he is. I really feel like the upper brass sees Lev as the prime candidate here. And Mikhail is just being told that, or it's just his belief, or it's the belief of people around him. I really feel like, especially that dude with the square jaw, uh, actually, I'm gonna look up his name. Victor. He's given no surname, so he's just Victor. Victor very much likes Lev. from what I've noticed. And he's a good guy. Yeah, she's full of thorns. The fact that she's a woman, yeah. And of course, Irina is curious about Lev. And of course, she runs away to hide her embarrassment. And seemingly out of nowhere, she's worried about her disposal, which is a very valid thing to be worried about. Like, no doubt about it. Yeah, she still has value. And Natalia is watching them. Natalia seems to be the guardian angel of Irina, kinda. Or at least her bodyguard ish. She is here watching her. Later in the town, she was also on the scene. I think her aim, Natalia's aim, might be to catch the people who are going directly against the orders and trying to go after Irina's life. But in doing so, she helps Irina, so the motives don't really matter. Uh, the end result does, and the end result is that Irina can feel safe. Yeah, everybody is an asshole. Everybody except Lev is an asshole. Uh, Rosa is very stressed. She didn't eat anything. There's some borscht, there's some rye bread, some pastes, and caviar, apparently. Here we have this scene. Rosa, she didn't pass out, she just froze. Yeah, she just froze. And was it Lev who opened her parachute? Or did she do it herself? I think it was Lev. Yeah, it was Lev who opened her parachute. And of course, Lev got himself hurt. Serious, but you have 3 days off. And Victor is here, and he's impressed. Yeah, you saved your comrade. That's what good soldiers uh, of our country do. Everything for the motherland, right? All that jazz. And he's a good dude. Again, people who surround our main characters all seem to be good people ultimately, right? Like Natalia is a good person, Victor is a good person. All the bad people were removed, like Franz and the scientist dude, or are being removed, like the dude who tried to run over Irina with a car. Even Gergiev himself doesn't feel like an evil guy. He's just overly ambitious. He himself said that Irina should be rewarded. Then there's that dude that we've seen at the beginning of the episode, the one who's in charge of the whole program, who also wants everything to succeed. Who asks for more time and more resources to make everything as safe as possible. He's also a good dude. Why do I have the constant feeling of foreboding though? Why do I have the feeling that at any given moment, any given character can die, can be disappeared, or suddenly an order comes from above that Irina should be disposed of, or an order comes from above that Lev should be disposed of as a race traitor trying to get with a vampire? I constantly have this feeling of unease while watching this show, but that feeling of unease hasn't been validated even once. That's what really throws me off. usually when I have a feeling of unease about something, it's based on actual things that happen in the show, right? I very much feel a little bit of unease while watching Princess Principal, for example, right? Because they've shown that characters die, characters go through their past traumas, characters are traumatized. They show that it's not a it's not a good world to live in, right? There's constant murder, starvation, war. So I'm validated in my feeling of foreboding, in my feeling that any given character that appears in Princess Principal might just die at any given moment. Perhaps not any of the main girls, right? But any side characters that appears can just be poofed out of existence for all we know. In case of Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu, I have the exact same feeling, but it hasn't been validated. Hmm. I guess Franz disappearing kind of validates it, but that's like it. That's all. The vampire massacre, but it's a fairly old thing, it seems. From what we know, the country, the motherland, doesn't actively go after vampires anymore. It's even opening itself to the Western culture with Western music and the cheeseburgers and stuff. I I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm curious what you guys think about it. Do you also get this feeling of foreboding, or is it just my anxiety speaking? Because it might be my anxiety. I got some new meds, so maybe by the end of this season, I won't be getting those feelings anymore. I don't know. I'm curious if you also have those feelings of foreboding. Let me know in the comments. I usually only call to action, like leave a comment down below at the end of the episode, but I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. And yeah, Lev spends some time with Rosa, and of course, he's just a good guy. That's why he saved you. He's a good guy. He doesn't want his comrades to get hurt. Your tongue is honey and your heart is honey too, enough to pair with sugar and jam. That's a nice line. Rosa Street. Yeah, Rosa probably is out of the running. Uh, she wasn't. She already wasn't being looked favorably on due to the fact of her being a woman, right? And now she almost died during training, so wouldn't surprise me if she was out. But at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if she wasn't out, after all. None of the possible outcomes of this would surprise me, to be honest. That's my T gun. Yeah, she was looked down upon. That's why she refused to lose to anybody. That's why she became an asshole. And she was named the White Rose of Sangrad because she was so thorny. She doesn't want to be thorny. She doesn't want that. She's deep inside, she's still sensitive. She still wants to be a girl. She doesn't want those thorns. She just wants the beauty of the rose. But she believes there's nothing beautiful about her. And of course, Lev is the person to talk about this. There's no one better in the entire show. He's the only one who thinks that. Perhaps, but he's a person who thinks that. He's at least one person who sympathizes with you, who understands you. One person is better than none. Yeah, by attacking others, I felt I was protecting myself. And she apologizes, genuinely. She apologizes to Irina as well. And, of course, Irina is jealous. I think that's what gives me this feeling of foreboding. Those seemingly offhand lines and offhand situations. He's silent, and there's immediately terror on her face. Her mind immediately goes to, was she disposed of? Because it's not something unheard of in this country and in this world, in this universe. I think that's what gives me the feeling of foreboding. It's not what's being told explicitly, but things that are being told through characters reacting to things, how they're stressed about all that stuff that happens around them, the fact that Lev's teacher was disappeared, the fact that Franz was disappeared, the fact that Rosa immediately, her mind doesn't go to, like, when Lev is just silent, her mind doesn't go to, uh, she died during training, or she left back to her homeland. No, was she disposed of? That's her first thought. But no, she can't be. That would be injustice. And notice how it's shot from the back. We don't see Lev's face. We don't see his emotion. But there is, we can recognize his emotion only from the voice. And there is a little bit of a shake. There's a little bit of forcefulness in his words, right? He speaks those words as if he wanted to make them a reality, wanted to force reality to adhere to his words. It's some great voice work, really. It really is some great voice work from Lev. We went over his voice actor. It's Uchiyama Koki. Yeah, Uchiyama Koki. Exactly. And he played quite a few roles. Ruth in Mahotsukai no Yome. He also plays the protagonist in uh, Takt of Destiny. His Takt in Takt of Destiny, which I'm also watching on the channel. He played. Who else he played? Who else that I recognize that he played? He played in Haikyuu. Raku in Nisekoi. Kanye Seiya in Amaburi. Yeah, he played a lot of great roles, and honestly, I I'm having a hard time choosing which performance of his was better. Was his performance in Amaburi better, or his performance in Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu? He's great in both of those shows. I think those are, in my opinion, the highlights of his career. And of course, Irina is jealous. She changed her mind. Forget water. Let's go shopping. But they can't just go. Oh yeah, this doesn't concern Lev. You laid the moon a very pretty. That's what it says on the banner here. It's kind of nonsensical, but hey, it is what it is. Vroom. And Irina, of course, vampire reflexes, manages to dodge. And here's Natalia. You laid the moon ill very pretty. You, I've no clue. Ukade, Ukade the moon, ik, very pretty. It uses weird combination of Cyrillic and runic alphabet, but it's English. Of course, he was just getting rid of the vampire for the motherland. And Natalia is correct. We're an organization. We mustn't act without orders from above. That's what Tanya said in Yojo Senki. Organization is a set of cogs. All of them work together based on rules. If one cog stops working properly, it needs to be removed and replaced, or the whole machine crumbles. There's a threat of our secrets leaking. Apparently, the counter-espionage agency isn't worried about it. Apparently, Gergiev himself isn't worried about it, so why are they worried about it? Are they like more what's the word here? More nationalist than the leader of the nation himself? That's how it reads to me. And stab. He's late. Of course, Irina wants to see Lev as fast as she can. It's nothing serious. She's not mad because he was late. She's not mad because he hasn't visited for a long time. No, she's mad because you were drinking soda with Rosa. How could you? I thought lemon seltzer is our thing. How could you have drunk that with Rosa? If it was coffee, I would have, forgiven you, but lemon seltzer? How dare you? They should add Netorare to the tags of this show. And she's leaving the city and going to Sangrad. And she will work at the design bureau. She's a quick learner, and her flight experience might be invaluable. Again, that's such a good thing to happen to her. Right? She will work for the military at a design bureau. She will help them design things and figure out how to send people to space most efficiently and most safely. She's not, presumably, she's not going to be put in any sort of danger. She will. She is being recognized as an equal, as a human. It's probably one of the best things that could have happened to her. And yet, I still get the feeling that she might be eliminated at any time. And yeah, that would mean that they have to be split. That she goes to Sangrad and Lev stays here. I wonder what significance that does Sangrad have here. The White Rose of Sangrad. Irina now goes to Sangrad. Perhaps I'm just overthinking this. I think I might be. And yeah, she's starting soon. And let's have a farewell party tomorrow. And they're free. They have the day off. They will party all night. And her data is showing more and more and more and more. And she's full blushy. And of course, Anya, the schemer she is, she can't make it tomorrow. So it's gonna be just them two, and they're both are blushing. And she's very much happy about the outcome. Tomorrow at 6. Thank you, Anya. And this is probably the most genuine smile we've seen from Irina yet. I really think this is the most genuine smile we've seen. Raid, yeah, they need a push. And it's good that you are here, Anya. Sparkles. Okay, what does it say there? Mother. Lunch, drink, food. Okay, that's easy to read. Six bells means it's 18 o'clock. Fashion. 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 Okay, so it's a fashion store. Again, we get the overly detailed eyes. Here comes Lev, and he doesn't look any different. He just wears his usual uniform, and yet he's all sparkling in Irina's eyes. And Irina is all sparkling in Lev's eyes. Look at the background. The blush, the sparkles, the background, the highlights in her eyes. It's like a shoujo anime. And they go to the movies together. And two prime candidates. Cool. Of course, Lev will be chosen. What's her deal gonna be? I don't know. I think she very much. She seems to me like the stereotype that's just meddlesome because it's fun, right? You know the kind of character who just meddles in things because it's fun to meddle with things. She very much seems to me like this kind of character. Lev is gonna swear some oath or something. Mikhail is not happy about something, and Lev is surprised about that very same thing. This looks like a kiss, but it's not a kiss, it's a hug with a very teary Irina. And this is Lev and Irina. Hard to tell, but I think it might be Lev and Irina. Cold Spring, I'm guessing it references them being split up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Uh, we are very much entering the romance territory here. I think Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu can easily be classified as a romance anime. In fact, let me check if it's in the tags on Mal. No, it's just sci-fi with themes of space and vampire. How about Anilist? Anilist Tsuki to Laika. Oh, why is it scored so low? Weird. Oh, fuck off with session expired. Just show me the anime. There we go. Space, vampire, tsundere, foreign, historical, politics, military, heterosexual work, CGI. There's no mention of romance. I guess heterosexual counts as romance tag. And it's at 50%. Sure. Sure, why not? Most people rate it 70, 80. Okay. And apparently there is a manga. That's cool. Okay. Hmm. I'm honestly not sure what else can I talk about here. It was just a nice episode that showed us much more Dere out of Irina than we've already seen. We got some nice additional characterization from Rosa. Kind of makes me think And it makes me wonder if we're gonna get the same kind of characterization out of Mikhail, or perhaps Mikhail will just be the maybe not quite an antagonist, but the competitor, Lev, when it comes to going to space. Mm, all this time, I was under the impression that Mechta 6 was supposed to be flying together, all of them at once in a single capsule. But from what I've seen, they're just gonna be flying to space in order consecutively. And who's gonna be the first one is the biggest question, because he will be remembered by the history books. The person who was first into space. I have a feeling it will be Lev. I really do have a feeling it will be Lev. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mikhail after all. I would not be surprised if Mikhail was the first one to go to space, something goes tragically wrong and he dies during the mission, and Irina and Lev are very happy that it wasn't Lev who who went on that flight. Maybe that failure will make Gergiev lose his marbles, and they will have to run. I still, I still believe in my theory that Lev and Irina will have to run from the country at one point. I refuse to give it up. I refuse to give up this theory. Everything points against it, but I still very much believe it to be true. I don't know what other reason might there be for it, but Irina seems to be like fully figured out, right? She's gonna have a nice, cushy government job at a design bureau. Lev, things go right. He goes to space. He survives. He comes back. He's lauded as a hero. Everything points towards a good end. Lev becomes a hero. He moves to Sangrad. He lives with Irina, and they're a happy family. They have 3 children, and their children call Anya Auntie. That's everything points towards that ending. But it can't be that happy, can it? It can't be that simple. It can't be. We still have 3 episodes ahead of us, so anything can happen, really. And I'm having trouble predicting what's gonna happen during those 3 episodes. Like, I can just randomly throw that in episode 12 or at the end of episode 11, Lev goes to space. At the beginning of episode 12, Lev comes back from space. And there's a great big party. Lev kisses Irina, and we end on a happy note. That's probably how it's gonna go. But it's equally probable that something goes terribly wrong, and in episode 12, Lev has to flee with Irina. And the season ends on a little bit of a cliffhanger of them running. I don't know what to think, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know what predictions can I make, so I'm just not gonna make any. I think we're just gonna end this episode here, honestly. I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Uh, Rosa is a good character with more depth than she seemed to have. Irina is slowly but steadily shedding off her tsun and showing more of her dere. Lev is Lev. Everything points towards a happy ending, but I somehow cannot see a happy ending to this season at least, because I know that the light novel still continues and it still hasn't ended. I hope the light novel will also gonna have a good ending. I don't know, haven't read it yet. So, uh, yeah, that's gonna be it. So, like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. If you even can still dislike videos, if not, just leave me a comment. Leave me a comment anyway, what you thought of this episode of Tsuki Laika Nosferatu, what you thought of my reaction, what you thought of my theories. Just don't spoil me the source material, please. It's just 3 episodes left. After those 3 episodes, I'll probably look into the light novel or the manga myself, because I'm curious to see how it goes. So leave a comment what you think about the sense of foreboding. Are you also getting those vibes? I've mentioned it like multiple times throughout this episode, but what are your thoughts on it? Am I alone in thinking that there is a major sense of foreboding throughout the whole season? Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future releases, not only Tsuki Laika Nosferatu, but also Sai no Paladin, Takt of Destiny, and Princess Principle. And if you really like what I'm doing, you can also support me on Patreon. Link is down in the description, and you can get access to my Discord server. You can get access to Princess Principal reactions up to 1 week early. There are some nice things that you can get on my Patreon, so go click that link and see for yourself. And that's it. That's all my spiel at the end of the episode. So, as always, do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you guys the next one. Cheers. And here's the list of my patrons. Well, I'm saying a list, but there's just one position. You can help expand it though.